Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again with another Perils in Paradise card review, and today is Hunter Day, where we find out, I think, pretty much all the Hunter cards. We don't know a single one, so we will find them out today. And if you want to win some of these cards, we're giving away 2 regular pre-orders, 2 mega bundles out of my pocket. To enter that giveaway, like and comment in the video, link down in the description below, the one with that thumbnail over there. Be subscribed to the channel for every 1,000 subs we get until all the cards are revealed. I will add another mega bundle, so hit that sub button, make me go broke. And as a reminder, priests can access these Hunter cards utilizing what I think is a really good Vol'jin card. So remember that yes, priest can play Hunter cards. It is a weird world we're living in. And well, one of these cards they can play is the trusty fishing rod. This is a 3 mana 1/2 weapon, so that looks terrible on paper. However, after your hero attacks, summon a 1-cost minion from your deck. This is like a throwback almost. Can't remember what the card was called. I think it was like Desert Camel or some type of camel card that would like cheat out a 1-drop for both players, I think. Regardless, this is really good. Actually, this is a really solid card. There's a 1-drop we'll see later that's really good with this. But just think about Miracle Salesman. You hit with this and get a couple Miracle Salesmen, you're thinning your deck, you're getting stats on the board. That's a very powerful effect. It's like a recruit mechanic attached to a relatively cheap weapon. It doesn't push a lot of damage, but it gives you minion presence, and I guess it's kind of competing right now with like the 2 mana weapon that summons 1/1 beasts. You might argue that's straight up better. And this could very well like even be better in Priest, right? Get access to weapon, which is pretty nice, but getting your overheal 1-drop out that can draw some cards, or get your 1 mana dragons to get your Zarimi, since it's about summoning, not playing, and thinning your deck. It could really be good in Priest too. I think this card absolutely has merit to it, and if you're looking at Wild, you have like the injured Cavaldier, I think, which was what that camel was like cheated out way back in the day, like a 1 mana 2/4. It feels bad if you draw it, of course, but again, you could just play it. I think this card has a shot. These type of cards are usually a lot better than they look, and you can tutor it, whether it's your secret that draws a weapon, or I guess instrument tech if you want. I think in a tokeny Hunter deck, yeah, you might play it. It is kind of competing with that other weapon I mentioned, but maybe you play both. Possibly you would want to play both. So overall, I'll give it a 3. I think this card's got a decent shot. It's really not that bad, even if it would be nice maybe if we had like 2 attack, possibly, but thinning your deck, getting those minions on the board can absolutely be pretty nice. And in Wild, I'll give it a 2, because yeah, it's probably too slow there, where by turn 3, the Rogue is playing Giants, the Priest is killing you, and Demon Seed is playing Giants and then killing you. It's pretty rough right now if you're not one of the top classes in Wild. It's really tough, so I'll give it a 2 in that format. Next, we have the Pet Parrot, a 2 mana 1/1. Like the old minion that would draw up a freaking pirate from your deck. Anyways, 2 mana 1/1, Battlecry, repeat the last 1-cost card you played. So that can be a spell, that can be a weapon, that can be a minion, and you just get it. And important to note, as we'll see in a second with the 1-drop, I probably should have opened with the 1-drop, but regardless, it won't activate like a Battlecry, so a negative Battlecry, for example, or something like that. Could be pretty nice. It's like the bananas. You'll get the first banana card recast, and you'll have 2 of those in your hand, so that can be quite nice, and just a little bit of value in a class that typically doesn't care a lot about value, but you never know. I will say, looking at priests, you could do the 1-drop pirate stuff and all that, but Astral Automaton, recast with your Parrot, that could be pretty good. That could be something. It's crazy how cheap these value cards are getting. Like, it's really insane that a 2-drop can regenerate a card like that, or give you a stat bomb, or a little cheap spell, or whatever, right? Like, it's relatively cheap. It's got a shot. I'm not going to write off, even though it's a 1/1, I'm not writing this one off either. I think this absolutely could see play. It's a beast too, which is always nice to have those synergies. I'll give it a 3 out of 5 in standard. And in Wild, I guess you could play it there too. You got a lot of like Warple Tingers, although you only get the 1/1. The negative, not having the Battle Cries is kind of a pain there. But if I played like Injured Cavaldier, it'll come back as a 2/4 if you really want to do that. So Probably not in Wild. I'll give it a 2 there. But, you know, actually, it's not even that bad. Like Starving Buzzard, if you get this beast and then another beast, you'll draw 2 cards. That could be something. It's something to look out for, but probably not worth the cut. We have Bird Watching. I love the art on this. Sorry, the parrots look really cool. I really like it. 2 mana spell. Discover a minion from your deck. Give all copies of it +2/+1 wherever they are. Very similar to that 4-drop back in the day where I think you discovered a beast from your deck and it had the same effect, so you would like permanently buff those for the rest of the game. Could be pretty good. This could be any minion, period. Like, right, you can build your deck Floppy Hydra, I guess, if you really want like some more infinite value shenanigans, or the new 1 mana Amalgam I think should keep those buffs, and then I don't know if it would like self-stack and multiply. No idea on that. But, and again, if you're going full Astral Automaton in Priest, it's a way to buff them all up. I know the deck's not really a thing, but hey, I'm spitballing here. I'm trying to give Priest a bone. Typically not the most powerful effect in Hunter, and you really want to hit a specific style of minion, preferably something with Rush or Charge or something along those lines. Lifesteal. Don't know what you really want to hit with this. Maybe we'll get a better idea as we go along, but for Standard and Wild, I'm going to give it a 2, although maybe go crazy with Tundra Rhinos or some kind of shenanigans in Wild, but probably a bit too slow for that format. And finally, the card I should have led with, the 1-drop that, yeah, you got a 1 mana 3/3 beast for Hunter. My goodness, that's good. And it's got Rush on top of that. What's the downside? Battlecry. You summon a 2/1 worm for your opponent. So you attack into it. This is effectively a 1 mana 3/1, but again, you buff it with that prior spell. You get a bit more of an advantage, and if you cheat it out with that 3 mana weapon, a 1 mana 3/3 with Rush, no downside. You play that 2 mana 1/1 card, right? You cheat this out and you just get a 3/3. So there's some really good stuff. You got multiple synergies going for it, and at the end of the day, the downside of playing it and trading into another minion's not that bad, unless they've like further developed on you already and they've like a taunt in the way or something. That can be a bit annoying, but again, not going to write off a card like this that you can get around its downside, and its downside itself is not game breaking. And you got cards like Buzzard, right, that draw and hand buff your beasts. Then you're getting a better value trade already out the gate for 1 mana. That seems really good. I'm gonna give it a 4 to 5 in Standard. I think this could maybe see play in Wild in those Beast Hunters. Probably not, because you got like all those, like, you want more tokeny stuff there probably. But if Big Priest was a thing, and I guess against the Demon Seed, it's kind of nice if they raise Dead or Shadow Priest, they might get that 2/1 worm. So there could be some possibilities. I'll give it a 3, probably overrating it for Wild, but overall, I think it is a pretty darn strong card. And the token is just a 2/1 beast. It's nothing more than that. And he looks, he doesn't look so happy. He's got a hook in him. He's the delicious worm. It's pretty funny. And then lastly, we got Bran back. Oh no! Bran, although it's not Bran, he just looks like Bran. It's Ranger Gilly, the 6 mana 4/6 warrior tourist. So this is the card you can put into your deck that will allow you to play warrior cards. I think the only warrior card we have is the sandwich, the sandwich weapon, which, by the way, I was surprised. A lot of polarizing reactions. Actually, not that surprised. People are pissed off at the theme, so they see a sandwich, they get mad. I get it. Regardless, you can play the sandwich card and sandwich a bunch of beasts and all that cool stuff, right? Anyways, one of those cards could be a beast you get with this card, because at the end of your turn, you get a 2/3 Crocless. River Croc has returned, finally. Death Rattle, give all minions in your hand +2/+3. So right away, you get, as long as it lived on your turn, you get a 2/3 Croc, which it's not great. It's just a 2/3 beast. Doesn't do much, but every other minion in your hand gets buffed. Like, yeah, that's just really good with all your Rush minions, that 1 mana 3/3. Everything gets +2/+3. It's like Wish Upon a Star in stats, which we have found out that's actually pretty good, and it's just attached to a minion, and you can yodeler this and do some stuff to get even more of that Death Rattle synergy. That's very strong, and we don't know exactly the warrior cards yet outside of that weapon, but there might be some warrior stuff you want to hand buff that can be really good. Again, really solid card where this is one of these cards you could consider just playing and not even caring about warrior at all, right? Like, that's a lot of hand buffing on a 6-drop, and you can build around it a bit, and you get immediate value for the most part. I'll give it a 4. I don't think it's as auto-clue because like Hunter's pretty aggressive and you really want the hand buff strategy or the warrior cards to go with it, but it's really close to a 5 for me. I would not be surprised it ends up being a 5-star card whatsoever, but super strong. And in Wild, probably way too slow. The Death Rattle, it's not a Battlecry, it's 6 mana, it's not premium stats, the Croc you get doesn't do anything crazy. I can't really see it as a wild card with how cutthroat that format is, so I'll give it a 2. But overall, some really interesting, cheap stuff. This set is so cheap, so aggressive. It's just going to be, I could smell the Zeddy rant videos already that I'm not going to love a lot of the stuff in the set, but I'm trying to be optimistic. And this card itself is not like super aggressive. This is more a Zeddy card. It's got a beard. I can't be that upset, but yeah, we'll see what the next Hunter cards look like. And will we get some control cards in Warrior? Something. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.